Alright, so we're continuing our progress on this project. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. And let's keep going on this project. So, I think what I want to do is I want to get the container for this front end. Where did this come from? Okay, so I tried this. Let's see if it even works. I don't know. I can't even remember doing that last video. Apparently I did. Okay, it's fine. Let's go into the front end and see what's up. So, how do I run this? Oops. Docker run. Actually, let me check my images. And do I have one for front end? Front end. Okay, right there. Okay, so Docker run front end. Okay, let's see if it works. Didn't hit the Eureka server, but that should be okay actually, because we didn't run the Eureka server. So let me just come here. What is this? Localhost 8080. That's not what we're looking for. I think we're looking for 3000, right? It's this one on 3000, yeah. Let's see, does it? Okay, so it does work. Okay. So now what do we want to do? Let's see if we can get everything to actually communicate with each other. So, I don't think this will work immediately. Come on. All right, let's just close that. And then let's see if this. Wait, why is this run? I don't know, man. Why is that running? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe I have it somewhere else running. I don't know. Anyways. Is this one also? Okay, that one's not. That's expected. So what do I want to do? I want to try to figure out what's going on in here, because I know that I'll need to send it to a different path, I think. Because now, like, this process doesn't actually refer to the current instance, right? Because we're now in a Docker container. So Eureka. See, this local host I don't think is actually accurate. But when do I actually call that? Eureka here, so I get Eureka client. Okay, fine. So coming in here, and now I want this here, but I want to actually so I'm gonna say I want to here is my Node.js Eureka setup. I think I need to change the IP address. Is this correct? Okay. Inside a Docker container, which is what we're doing. Outside okay. So from that to this, we just need to change that again. Okay, that's fine. Do I need it for Eureka front-end gateway? I don't think I need it there. Do I need it there only? Let me this. Copy this. Paste it there. Comment out that. Copy that. Paste it here. Okay. Alright, so maybe that will work. I don't know. Although I don't even know why it was actually running. That's going to be another question. How can I tell if there are any containers currently running? Also, is there a way to tell which process is using port 3000? So I want to know why I'm getting that. Where did it go? This one? Yeah. I want to know why when I refresh this, it's like working. That doesn't make any sense because it closed out the front end microservice. So why is it still there? Okay. So Docker PS will show the container ID, image name, commands, uptime, port, containers. If you want to see all containers, okay. So let's just do that. Docker PS. Okay. Front end is running. See? There we go. How do I get it to go down? Would it be just Docker stop? Docker stop? Because if we do Docker run and it goes up, maybe we can do Docker stop. Docker stop and then front end. I don't know. No such container front end. Yes, there is. It's right there. Yo, what are you telling me? Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go read up here. Oh no, we're not, because it's gonna go bouncing all over the place. Can I read it now? Okay. So what do we want? On Linux or Macs? Mac. We can do this. LS OF I on 3000. I just want to see what happens here. What's this going on? And so that's actually kind of interesting. So in the future, if I'm wondering like, hey, what process is running on this specific port, I can do that command ls. I don't know what OF means. I know ls, right? Listing the stuff. I don't know what OF means. And then -I, I'm not sure what flag that is, but then the thing. I should actually just be able to do kill and then this process ID. But I kind of want to know how to take a Docker container down the other way, right? So I'm going to keep looking here to just understand things, you know. Yeah, there we go. Kill, and then that process ID. Wait, what's the 9 doing? I don't know. Anyways. Versus the image name. Okay, so we have the container name and the image name. But front end is the image name, not the container name. Okay. So I want the container name, is it? Oh, container ID, maybe? So to stop, Docker stop. Wait, but why did it? Okay, whatever. Okay. And then it's probably gonna take down. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought. Okay, that's fine. Docker PS. Wait, what? This is friendly. What the heck is friendly Zuski? What is a friendly Zuski? I'm suspicious of if you are friendly. Wait, what's this? What? Do you know what this friendly Jukovsky is? I don't think I ever did anything with that, and I have never heard that name. Maybe it's like a pre-built or pre-installed thing in Docker. I don't know. That name does sound like it came from nowhere, but here's the scope. Docker automatically assigns random names to containers when you don't explicitly name them. It picks one of a list of famous scientists, engineers, or mathematicians. So Friendly Zuski is just Docker's quirky way of naming your container. Oh, okay, whatever. In this case, it's there we go. A Russian pioneer in aerodynamics. Okay, fine. That's whatever. It's fine. Let me go to front end and see if it's still there. Still there. Maybe I need to stop this Friendly Zuski as well. I don't know. Okay. Good. The world is in order. Now, what do I want to do? I want to build everything up. So I'm going to run through all of my microservices. I'm going to bring registry up, then I'm going to bring producer, then consumer, then front end, and hopefully this is the last time I actually need to do this, because next I want to just do like what was it called, Docker like compose, I think it was called, something like that, I don't know. Anyways, so this is producer right here. I'm gonna come in, or that's whatever, front end. I'm gonna come into here to registry. What do I want to do? Docker run. Actually, I don't even need to cd into things. And to prove that to myself, I'm gonna do Docker images, right? And I have this, and then I should just be able to do reg serve, right? Docker reg serve. Oh, Docker run. And it will do that. And then I realized actually I need to come in here. I need to do Docker build, and then front end. Do I need -t or something like that? This, and then in the current working directory, because I need to create that image again. Okay. Because we made that change. So now I want to say what? I want to say Docker run front end. Can we do that? Okay, let's see if it registered with Eureka. So I believe last time it did not register with Eureka. That's why we only have these two, producer and consumer. So let's refresh this. And of course it doesn't work. Eureka doesn't even work. Great. Spring Boot successfully launched, but it's not. It's fully initialized. If you didn't use... Oh, we need to map those ports. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Docker PS. I just want to see what's up. Front end is. Okay. Well, we need to get rid of front end as well. There's a producer resource? What the heck are we doing, man? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, so Nothing. Good. That's what we want. Docker run reg. Actually, I need to do images so I can see. Regser. Okay, Docker run regser. And then here, do I need to do the like P first? Okay. And 8761 8761. Okay. See. Now we're gonna come to Eureka. I can't even remember. Yeah, that's this one. Okay, good. Now I want to come in here. I actually don't want producer. That's not what I want. I want front end, right? I'm gonna do Docker build front end. Okay. This one. Okay. Now I want to do Docker run. Actually, no, I want port. And what is this front end going to be? 3000. Map to 3000. Okay. And okay. Okay. Let's see if it does it. Good. And that was where we left off last time. Like last time it was acting strange. Or it wasn't registering. So now we're farther than we were last time. Okay. So now I just need to go into all of the other ones. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. Okay, I need to go into producer. And then, do I actually need to rebuild this one? Docker build -t prod sir. I'm just gonna do that. And what, like here? Right. Okay. So the reason that I was thinking like maybe I need to build it was I accidentally found out that I was in the wrong like folder last time, and so I'm thinking when I built the front end, not the last time but the time before it, I built the wrong image and called it the wrong thing. So I'm just like, okay, well, let me just try this again. So Docker run on which port is producer. I have a little cheat sheet. Dev notes right there. Producer is what? Consumer producer 8080. Okay, so on port 8080 gets mapped to 8080. And what did we just call it? Prod serve. Okay. Good. Now we come here and I think the consumer one is okay. See, here we have this thing here. This should be okay. Just do docker run. Okay. 8082, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's see if this does that. Now, oh, my MongoDB. It's probably not going to interact with my MongoDB, right? Because it's not on the correct thing. Let me just, whatever. Yeah, sure. Laptop to add supply. Added successfully. Laptop and 4. Let's see. Consume, failed to reach consumer resource. Okay. Let me just do 1. So, okay, fine. So that means it is. Wait, how is it talking to my. Where. Okay, who is this? This is the hello, and that's working. Let me. Where was that? I did a test one that had like some kind of thing where I was like. It was an API endpoint for like controller supply. What's the one that just gives me the supplies? Get supplies. So get mapping, get this. Sure. And it just does that. That's fine. Okay, whatever. So I should have just done it there. What localhost? And this is gonna be to 8080. And then here, do we see laptop quantity 2? Dang. Okay, well, it does communicates with the MongoDB database. Like, just to be straight up, I don't quite understand how or why it's talking to the MongoDB database. And the reason that I say that is because the MongoDB database is on my local Mac OS, my Mac machine. And if I containerized everything, how are they... Don't I need to change it to that, whatever, Docker host, local host, right? I can't do localhost anymore. I need to do the Docker host localhost, but I don't remember doing that. Maybe I did. I might have done it, actually, to be honest. I can't even remember what I did 10 minutes ago right now, but I probably did. Let's just check it. Actually, it's not going to be that difficult to check. This is not going to be it. Mongo connection here. No, that's not it. This is wrong. This, I can almost even delete this, I believe. It's going to be... Mongo repository here. Okay. here. Well, guess what? MongoDB host Docker internal. There it is. We did do it last time. Hey, things make sense. Woo! Okay, well, that's actually pretty cool. I know. As I say it in like the most unenthusiastic tone imaginable, but I'm pretty excited about that because it means that, you know, conceptually I was understanding it and I was right to question why it was working, and I said it shouldn't be working. And if my memory was correct, it wouldn't have been working because MongoDB wouldn't have been able to connect because it was trying to connect with its local host container instead of my Mac OS's local host. But we fixed it before. We were just preemptive. Alright. What do you say we just do the Docker Compose thing? Let's just keep going. Okay. It appears as if I am able to get all of my microservices, individual Docker containers, to run and communicate with each other. So the project is working. I now want to be able to use Docker Compose to be able to start up the entire project and all of the individual microservices in one single command. Also, I am wondering if there is a way to make it where the changes I make in my source code will reflect when I bring my project up. When I bring my project up, I don't want to need to go through each one and build it. I don't know. Should I just press enter, or should I say, like, tell me the conceptual of what Docker build is? Or Docker Compose, I mean. I don't know. First, you know what we should do? Can you guess? What do you think we're gonna do? Are you ready? Oh, whew. we're gonna save. Okay, so -m got all microservices to be able to be brought up in their individual Docker containers. The project is working and all communication was verified. So now git push origin main. Okay. Nice. Save point. It's important. So now we can go and play around with this Docker Compose, and if it doesn't work, we have a save point. Okay. So, oh my goodness. Okay. Pro territory. I don't think this is pro territory. I feel like a novice. I feel like a beginner. I'm so overwhelmed with all of the stuff that I need to do. It just looks like I'm looking up this huge like mountain of all of these things that I need to know. I need to know Docker. I need to know Docker Compose. I need to know Kubernetes. I need to know whatever Redis and like, oh, I can't even remember all of the stuff that there's like so much that I need to know. I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed with everything. It's like when, and that's just like the very basics. That just means like you understand the very basics of whatever cloud computing, back end engineering, cloud computing. That's not even professional. That's like the basics. I'm not even I feel like I'm not even halfway on the basics. It's like, it's so much. And then obviously when I get home from work, I'm just like exhausted, and I just have to like force myself, which is what I'm doing with this video, right? Like, you guys can tell I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. This is like the last thing I want to do at 10 p.m. I want to sleep, right? But I mean, the thing is, just like force yourself to do it. Just do it, right? You don't need to be excited to do it. You don't need to be. You don't. It helps if you're in the zone, right? But even if you're not in the zone, you can still make a little bit of progress, and a little bit of progress is better than no progress, and that's kind of my mentality. So even though, I don't feel like I'm in the zone right now, I made some progress today, and that's better than not opening up my laptop and doing something about it. So let's just continue to try to make a little bit of progress, and let's just see how many steps we can take, That's my philosophy. Or mentality, I should say. It's my mentality. Alright. So, use Docker Compose to start everything with one command. Docker Compose lets you define and run multi-container apps using a single Docker Compose YAML file. Alright. Here's the basic structure tailored for my setup. Is it like me, or can I just like not see? Services. Eureka server. Build Eureka server. And then we give the ports. Okay. Network is Micronet. Okay. So producer service, we're going to build producer service, and we're going to have port 8080. Okay, yeah, it depends on Eureka server. Yep, so this Because, by the way, I watched some videos online as well. Like, to I'm trying to learn these concepts, and so I was watching videos on Docker. I was watching videos on Docker Compose. I'm watching things on like whatever the Kubernetes. The what is the other one? It's like sending. It's like a you post events. It's like a post event thing. What is that? What is that? It You're posting events and consume Kafka. Kafka. There we go. But anyways, so where I was going with that is, so I've been watching some videos trying to understand things, trying to be able to understand these concepts. So this depends on. I watched a video and what that says is it will actually make sure that it builds this one first, and the reason is because my producer service needs the Eureka service to run first. And if the Eureka service is not running, then when the producer service runs, it tries to register itself and times out. Or like can't register. And it's on the same network. And then bridge. You know what? Let's just do that. So let's come here and let's just do exactly what it said. So docker compose.yaml. Okay. Like that. And then I want to get rid of all of my Docker things. So I want to quit. Actually, I don't want to quit this one. This one is not a Docker. I want to quit you. And I want to quit you. And I want to quit you. And I want to quit you. So Docker PS. Let's see. Let's rerun this. So that's down. That's good. What about this front end? I'm suspicious. See, this one doesn't go down. So let me docker stop. And then what are we calling you? This is you, right? This? Okay. Docker PS again, and we have nothing, which is exactly what we want. Let me, I'm doing this. There we go. I thought I was gonna do that, but I just wanted to confirm, make sure that it's kind of like, you know how those scientists always say, well, they do an experiment that they already know what the thing is, that the answer is going to be, and then they're like, every experiment, we increase our confidence in the theory. It's like that. I never understood that until now. Obviously. Anyways. I understood what they meant, but I never felt it, you know? Now I'm just like, okay, every experiment I do, I think I know what's going to happen. I run the experiment, and either it does work and work out the way that I expect, and then it's like, okay, well, that confirms that I am on the right track, or it doesn't work the way that I want, and then I need to go and investigate, like, what's that new thing? Anyways, so now I want to do docker compose up or something like that. Okay. Or let's just do docker compose up. Why is that? New sentence. Okay, whatever. Docker compose up. Okay. That's great. Okay, so nothing's working. So volumes. Okay, so a new thing I need to learn. This lets you oh my goodness. Yeah, that makes sense. Registry. Okay. This one, producer resource. Resource, okay. Depends on Eureka server, which is right there. Okay. This one is going to be called consumer and then resource. Okay. And then this one is front end service. Okay. So let's just try this again. That looks a lot more hopeful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What's happening? It's building everything? So what's happening? Did it? Well, that seems a lot more hopeful. How are we feeling? What do you think? What's the problem? You think it's gonna pass? No instances though. Okay. So nothing registered. Get this? Well, we got hello, but that's direct there. Okay, it's fine. We're able to get this. We have this. Compose test 1. Quantity is 34. Add supply error. Okay, so we're not able to communicate, so they're not registering with Eureka, but individually they're working. Depends on this Eureka server. depends on Eureka server. No, it doesn't. Depends on Eureka server. So now how do I get out of this? Okay, let me just refresh this. Reload. Good. Oh, well, that's actually nice. That's nice. Good. Okay. So Docker compose up. Okay, so Tomcat. No instances. I don't know, man. Okay, well, look at that. Producer service. Consumer service. Okay. Where's my front end? Eureka server. Well, it's up. But if I do this, it's gonna say failed. It appears as if my two Spring Boot backend microservices, which are producer and consumer, were able to register with Eureka with the Docker compose, but my front end microservice with Node.js is unable to. It was working when I did it with its individual container. Before Docker compose. Alright, let's just see what it says. And I need to look up what volumes are. Multi-stage build with a dev profile. What the heck is that? And it's only for Spring Boot? Man, what's going on? Node.js frontend, change Eureka client. What are we doing, man? So we have this Eureka here, host port service path. Can you also explain why it is breaking and the concept behind it? I don't know how much I'm actually like absorb in terms of like concepts right now, but okay. Absolutely, it's a great opportunity to understand how service discovery works in Dockerized environments and why host Docker internal might be tripping you up. Okay, so Eureka plus Docker networking. Eureka is a service registry. Microservice register themselves with Eureka so they can discover each other dynamically when running. Yeah. But inside Docker, each container is isolated, so localhost refers to the container itself. Yeah. So why your code breaks down. In Node.js, front end is trying to register using host Docker internal. Okay. This works outside of Compose because the containers can reach my local host. But inside of Docker Compose, okay, all services are on shared internal network. So it's on the internal network, not the whatever. I don't know. Not through my Mac, I think. Okay. So your Eureka server is running on container named registry or whatever you called it. Okay. 8086. So now it doesn't like this anymore. Okay. So what we're actually going to call it is here. And instead of localhost, we need to call it what? We need to call it Eureka server. Okay, so front end build here depends on registry, which we called it, whatever, Eureka server, right? Yeah. Okay. So now I want to quit out of this. We're going to stop everything. Okay. And then we're just going to do the same thing. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll try it. I mean, there's a lot of words that just happened there, but come on, no instances. That's not. So these two are there, but well, why did it? Hold on. Did you just see that? It said the Docker local host, so did it not just like... Maybe it's because I need to rebuild my image, maybe? I don't know, probably. Seems like something that would be a problem. I don't know. Come on, let's just try rebuilding it. But it builds it right there, so... I mean, it built it right here, right? Does this look right? It still is not connecting. Okay. You're very close. The structure of your Eureka is here is the correct approach inside Docker, assuming your Eureka service is called this, but you're still... Okay, so in Docker Compose, services names become DNS host names. So if your Eureka server is like this, then host is correct, okay? But if your service is named something like registry, okay. Node.js container might be using localhost for IP adder. Host name front end. Whew, that seems like a little bit of a dangerous one. I changed this to try to get Docker Compose to work with. Okay, and then I'm gonna copy that and do the exact same thing there. Okay. And now, or dynamically get this. Okay. Copy that, paste it here, and then copy this, paste that. Okay. Let it do its bouncing. Okay, there we go. Okay. Things are looking good. Potential issues. Doesn't wait for your good. So your front end fix is add a registry. Okay, so we'll do that next. Eureka server might be rejecting the registration. Okay, let's just try this one more time with her changes. What did it just say there? It just said something, but I don't see what it said. It went way too fast. So now nothing, but then we wait a little bit and all of a sudden it will have something magically, okay? It's just... Okay, so we did that. Consumer resource. So we do this, and it has these two, but still no front end. So let's just copy and paste up here. I don't start Eureka here. Well, they just bounced again. Let's see what's up. Okay, well it doesn't work. That's how it goes, I guess. I don't know, man. Let's do this, do that, and what did it say here? Yo, okay, that's a lot of nonsense going on. Just refresh this. I'm trying to give it as much time as possible, but it's not doing anything. Yeah, what if we just do this? So instead of this, let's do that. Functions. They're super revealing. Here's the issue. Yeah. Front-end container is trying to reach at here. Producer resource is actually running on a separate container called this. Eureka registry seems to be working, but your fallback logic is kicking in because whatever. What the heck is fallback? It shouldn't be doing a fallback, right? This is just awful. What does it even mean? I don't know, man. Let me try it again because we changed this function here, so maybe that works. I don't know. Front end. I see front end coming up here. Did something there. I don't know, man. But if I need to use a fallback, doesn't that mean that there was a problem? So shouldn't I fix the underlying problem? Can you explain to me the concept of why it is failing? Okay. You're absolutely right to question fallback. It's a safety net, not a solution. If your service is falling back to localhost 8080, that's a red flag that service discovery via Eureka is not working as intended. Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to just like yeah, that's ridiculous. That's kind of defeating the entire purpose of everything. The real fix is to get Eureka registered looking okay. So producer service client.start to register itself. It should register under the name producer resource, okay? Front end queries for producer resource. Okay? Yeah. Which is what we see right there. Producer resource. Okay? Okay. But Eureka is not there. I'm not seeing Eureka.操！我太讨厌了，这个我靠。But notice that front end is not one of the instances in my Eureka. Maybe it has to do with this. I don't know. I have no idea right now. I don't know. I'm just doing random stuff. So the answer is yes, I can get to the front end. Because look, got to the front end. I don't know. It's fuck it. I don't know. Anyways, I'll try to do more tomorrow. It's not working. Okay, goodbye everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be able to troubleshoot this and get it working. Anyways, goodbye. Subscribe to this channel if you want to. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and have a good rest of the day.